Welcome back to Travel Partner. Today, we're exploring the enchanting city of Venice, Italy. Imagine gliding down a canal in a gondola, discovering hidden piazzas, and wandering through a city that feels like a fairy tale. Venice is a masterpiece of art and engineering, a city that's inspired poets and travelers for centuries. But beneath the beauty, there's a quieter story unfolding. The population of Venice's historic center has been shrinking for decades, even as millions of tourists visit each year. It's a paradox, a city loved by the world, but increasingly difficult for its own people to call home. Today, we'll look beyond the postcards to uncover why Venetians are leaving and what it really means to live in this floating city. We'll meet locals fighting to keep their community alive and explore the real challenges they face. This isn't just a story about a city, it's about people, community, and the delicate balance between tourism and daily life. Join me as we uncover the real reasons why everyone seems to be leaving Venice. Let's dive in. Venice's biggest secret isn't hidden. It's displayed on a digital counter in a pharmacy window tracking the city's shrinking population. Once home to over 175,000 residents, Venice now has fewer than 50,000 in its historic center. This isn't just a number, it's a countdown, a public reminder of a city in crisis. The causes? A perfect storm. Overwhelming tourism, skyrocketing housing costs, worsening floods, and limited job opportunities outside tourism. For decades, Venetians have moved to the mainland for a more affordable, convenient life. With every family that leaves, Venice loses a bit of its soul, its laughter, its daily rhythms, its community. The city risks becoming a theme park, beautiful but empty. Can a city survive on tourism alone? The Venetians who remain are fighting to preserve their home's identity and future. Their struggle is at the heart of Venice's story, and a warning for beloved places everywhere. Let's see how tourism is reshaping daily life. On to the next chapter. Venice welcomes up to 30 million visitors a year, while fewer than 50,000 people actually live here. On busy days, tourists outnumber locals by a staggering margin. The narrow streets become so crowded that daily errands turn into exhausting challenges. Overtourism has transformed the city's economy. Traditional shops are replaced by souvenir stands, and basic goods are harder to find. Landlords favor short-term tourist rentals over long-term homes for locals. Cruise ships, once docking in the heart of Venice, brought thousands of day trippers who contributed to congestion but little to the local economy. For many Venetians, their city feels less like home and more like a stage set for visitors. The fabric of daily life is being rewoven to serve tourists, not residents. The result? A city at risk of losing its soul. But housing is an even bigger challenge. Let's take a closer look. The struggle for affordable homes is pushing more Venetians out. Here's why. Finding an affordable home in Venice is nearly impossible for locals. The rise of short-term rentals means apartments once filled with families now house a constant stream of tourists. Property owners can earn more in a week from visitors than in a month from residents. Young Venetians, like Marco, dream of staying but can't find a place to live. There are now more tourist beds than beds for residents. Neighborhoods lose their sense of community as families disappear and schools close. The city is being reconfigured for visitors, not its own people. Without affordable housing, Venice can't sustain families, children, or its unique culture. Locals are fighting for stricter rental regulations, but it's an uphill battle. The housing crisis is at the core of Venice's population decline, and as the city empties, another threat looms: the water itself. Let's see how Venetians cope with the ever-present risk of flooding. Acqua Alta is more than just an inconvenience, it's a way of life. Venice's beauty is born from its canals, but water is also a constant threat. Acqua Alta, high water, floods the city more often and more severely than ever before, thanks to climate change. The devastating 2019 flood submerged nearly 90% of Venice, causing massive damage and heartbreak. For residents and business owners, each flood means anxiety, expense, and the risk of losing everything. Italy's MOSE project, a system of sea barriers, now helps protect the city, but it's costly and its long-term effectiveness is uncertain. Living with flooding shapes every aspect of Venetian life, from daily routines to the city's future. The constant threat wears people down, making it even harder to stay. Yet, despite these challenges, a resilient community endures. What's it really like to live here day to day? Let's step into the shoes of a modern Venetian. The daily reality is both magical and demanding. Here's what life looks like behind the postcard views. Let's take a closer look. Living in Venice means waking to the sound of water, not traffic. But daily life is a logistical puzzle. Every errand is complicated by crowds, bridges, and the city's unique geography. Groceries must be carried home on foot. Furniture deliveries require boats and muscle. Even taking out the trash is a special operation. Despite the challenges, Venetians share a deep sense of community and pride. They greet each other in the campi, support local artisans, and keep traditions alive. This resilience is the city's true lifeblood. It's a stubborn refusal to let Venice become just a museum. But what does the future hold if these trends continue? Let's look ahead. If current trends continue, Venice could become a ghost city, a beautiful shell with no real community. The city would lose its authentic soul, and visitors would find only a hollow stage set. The pandemic showed how vulnerable a tourism-only economy can be. When travel stopped, the city's economy collapsed. Venice needs more than tourism to survive. It needs diverse jobs, young families, and a reason for locals to stay. The loss of Venice as a living city would be a tragedy for the world. Its struggle is a warning for other historic places facing similar pressures. But there's hope. Venetians are fighting back. Let's see how they're working to save their city. The next chapter is about resilience and innovation. Here's how hope is taking root on the Grand Canal. Despite the challenges, hope is alive in Venice. Grassroots groups like Venezia.com and Generazione 90 are fighting for sustainable policies and a future for locals. They push for limits on tourist numbers, stricter rental rules, and incentives for new businesses beyond tourism. Young artisans are reviving traditional crafts and reaching global audiences with authentic, high-quality products. New startups and research centers are bringing fresh opportunities to the city. The real hope lies in the Venetians' enduring love for their home. Their pride, creativity, and determination are Venice's best defense. People like Elena, Marco, and countless others are the true heart of the city. Venice is more than a backdrop. It's a living home worth fighting for. The future depends on their spirit, and on us, too. Venice's story is one of beauty and struggle, dreams and reality. As travelers, we play a role in its future. We can support local businesses, travel in the off-season, and treat the city with respect. The future of Venice depends on balancing tourism with the needs of residents and the environment. With responsible tourism and thoughtful policies, Venice can thrive as a living city once again. Its resilience is a lesson for us all about protecting the soul of the places we love. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to Travel Partner for more adventures. Remember, travel is about connection with places and with the people who call them home. Let's help keep Venice alive for generations to come. Happy travels!